here. In terms of population size, it's going to shrink at a relatively rapid pace, and population aging is going to proceed even farther, and we're going to have ultra-aged population. Fertility, which is very low already, is probably going to go up a little bit, but I don't think we're going to recover what we call replacement level fertility. So if it continues, this population decline and aging is going to continue. We also have this improvement in longevity, especially at older ages, especially among older women. And that's it's a good thing, but also it's going to add to aging.
So what would you say are the implications for economic growth in Japan for the next 20 years?
If anything, it's just not good, right? Because it's going to be affecting the consumption patterns and production and those things. I think Japanese industries are okay because many of them are under this economic globalization. They are going out of Japan, especially in manufacturing and all those things. So industries are fine. But what we are really worried about is sort of internal or domestic economic growth. It's going to be tough. And hopefully we can bring a lot of people into Japan so that they can help us to maintain these living standards, and hopefully we can sort of return whatever they give us in terms of this mutual profitability, because we need a lot of people to help us, especially like medical care industries and care of the elderly industries. There's more demand than the supply. So hopefully we can somehow manage, but it's going to be tough, yes.
And in terms of immigration, have you looked at the numbers? How many immigrants do you need to be able to grow at zero population?
Well, according to the estimate I calculated based on the replacement migration report published by the United Nations in 2001, to maintain the population size in year 2000 by 50 years later, which is 2050, I think we need annually on average the net migration means the difference between in-migrants and out-migrants, about 340,000 every year for 50 years. It's just to maintain the population size. And now we have roughly about 2 million legal non-Japanese living in Japan. So every year, around 340,000 is a big number. I don't think it's unattainable, but it is not easy.
So are both government and society ready for those kinds of numbers?
Okay, as it is now, in general, I don't think it's not yet. Especially government is very careful about sort of loosening up this condition for accepting immigrants or immigrants. But I think we don't have any choice. But how we're going to do it, in what magnitude, I think is the subject of debate.